A lot of artists throughout the years have sought to visualize music, and I wanted to do that in the context of fashion, which I'd never seen before. I don't always experience anything, but particularly with electronic music, it generates these very bright colors, these very vivid, clear color palettes. I also kind of imagine these movements and these shapes and how the shapes are moving, and it's quite geometric. So what I wanted to do was involve these geometric shapes into the cutting of the garments and to kind of obscure the body but also work with the body to create these slightly strange geometric shapes. The typical seams that people use in pattern cutting, I wanted to push myself and to kind of connect strange parts of the body to different parts of the body. In electronic music, a lot of the time you hear these kind of vocal distortions and pitch shifted sounds and all of that, and I wanted to kind of distort the body and play with it. One of my favorite designers is Charles James, and he a lot of the time used seam displacement, and he used to create things out of one shape or move seams so that they were in unconventional spaces on the body, and I kind of wanted to use that to reflect that within the garments. In the project, I was working with synaesthesia, but I kind of hit a block because my synaesthesia isn't strong enough to really rely on it creatively. So I looked at other artists who have used their experience of synaesthesia and sought to replicate sound visually. And I came across this animator called Oscar Fischinger, who was an experimental animator during the kind of 30s and 40s. One of the techniques would have been painting on acetate, these different layers of acetate. For two of the garments, that was the kind of inspiration between these layers of organza, and gradually moving the shape so that the circle and the curves are in different parts of the different organza shapes. So it's almost like an animation around the body. I started out by thinking really conceptually and not practically at all. It was exciting, but it was also quite scary, and I think coming from a making background, I am always trying to think practically in how can I make this. I enjoy trying to make a more sculptural piece, so the kind of thing that you would expect to be made out of a wool or a canvas or a denim, I try to make out of a sheer fabric. Partly for the kind of technical challenge, and partly because I enjoy working with lightweight fabrics. I think one of the things that I was originally going to do was I was going to work with lenticular plastic. It's when you look at it from a different angle and you can see different images or different colors. I decided to not go down that route purely out of sustainability reasons. I felt like I could do something with an organic fabric. I guess I really wanted to just focus on one fiber, and so nearly all of the collection is made of silk. So it's one fiber, and I wanted to just really push what I can do with that fiber and create, lightweight, flowy shapes, but also the more structured tailoring shapes as well with that one fiber. I would love to continue trying to replicate sound visually through fashion. It would be really interesting to see how different the collection would look if I used different music. I definitely want to kind of park what I did. The concept can continue. I think the actual technique and the look of this collection is going to stay where it is.